Greetings, adventurers. This is DM Kurt, and I am today reviewing the Neo TTRPG system, Skullhorn Edition by Stephen Saunders, also known as Condor DM. So, where do we start? It is available as a PDF on DriveThruRPG. You will see a couple of files of art and like maps and such, and a PDF of 1,125 pages. Gaze upon my notebooks of doom. 1,125 pages. Good way to kill a ream of paper. But not a toner cartridge. Because the PDF itself, pretty much bereft of art, other than a picture of elephants in the animal section of the monster section. Okay. And honestly, he uses a fairly large font and a fairly open layout. If you want to call it layout, that is layout. It is more like a Word document thrown into PDF form. So, where do I start? Well, why not start at the front? Okay. In his introduction, he discusses voice acting, voice acting is not required to play. Just like actors in a play, adjusting the tone of your voice can communicate a lot without needing a unique voice for your character. So you don't have to be a voice actor. It's just kind of express yourself per each character. Out of character, managing the game, improvising, railroading versus sandbox, railroading in a sandbox, theater of the mind, which he is a proponent of. I gotta say, I actually think he did a good job on the intro. Okay? You can agree or disagree with certain points therein, but he did a pretty good job on the intro. Basics on the setting: it is medieval fantasy with a twist. World in the midst of a transition. Tuskamar, a magical rock found throughout the world, is at the heart of this change. Flames can wrap around these rocks, which absorb and retain heat for long periods before turning to dust. Note, Tuskamar is a magical version of coal, powering trains and steamships. So you have this, not medieval, but medieval leaning in towards industrial. Okay. Game mechanics. Now, I expected, because he's been a bit of a second edition D&D aficionado, that this would be based somewhere towards 2e D&D, which means D20 system. Instead, D100 system. My own game, my son's game, Tales from Distant Stars, was based on a D100 system when I first put it on Big Geek Emporium. But he goes, and he's not copying me. He's doing his own thing. D100, as in 100-sided dice. I hate those things. They're like a golf ball. They never stop rolling. It just keeps wandering around, and you have to wait for it to come to a rest. Or 2 10-sided dice, one for the units and one for the tens column. Okay? And D6. So a couple of D10s, a few D6, you're good to go. Rolling against target numbers. Cool. You can do that, no problem. A natural 1, auto fail. Natural 100, automatic success. Okay, that's kind of the D20 system, but using D100s at the far ends. However, a 5% chance instead of a 1% chance of getting the max end. Applying pluses and minuses. Only 100 points of bonuses can be used, even if you have a ton of bonuses. Now, 100 points sounds like a lot, but you're on a D100. And then after your 100 points of bonuses, then however many negatives can be assigned. So there's a cap. Cool. Understood. All target numbers start on 20. 20 on D100. And if you think the target number needs to be less than 20, why bother rolling? Honestly. The mechanics. Setting. There's a setting note. The gate key. Each character is born with a birthmark in the shape of a key. Olmec vein. The Olmec vein is a magical force that permeates the entire planet, which I assume goes through the whatever rocks. The Olmec vein, the magical force, that is your source of magic. The chosen ones. Each character is born with a birthmark in the shape of a key. You, the PCs, are the chosen ones. Kind of a video game trope. You can open magical gates. That's your unique purpose. The magical gates, portals to other worlds that are green. Blue portals, gates to other above ground locations. Red portals to below ground locations. So there is a certain age of player that kind of grew up with computer RPGs, and they're going to see that nod to those. Okay, that's cool. Plus the ability to move objects, like moving things with the Force. You get it once a day. Something up to about 600 pounds. Cool. Character creation. The most common term for human-like beings in this world is Volcona. Humans are still called humans. So he uses Volcona instead of demi-human or humanoid. Fair. There's really nothing wrong with that. I've heard people who are also talking about this thing trying to mock that. That in itself is fine. Ability scores, strength, intelligence, agility, charisma, health. Okay, those 5, very familiar. And then luck and magic. A luck score and a magic score. You're going to have to use your magic score to cast spells. Basically, casting, countering, controlling it. Which is interesting. So if you want to play a mage, you're probably going to want to have a high intelligence and a high magic. And I would probably put a little bit in a health, too. All skills are useful. All attributes are useful. Okay. Charts. Here he has an issue. Those are your charts. Those are your tables. Format. Okay. You could tab those out and have, so you could space them across the page and then have them directly below the title of the column. So intelligence, the check target number, the intelligence plus, the intelligence bonus, the unskilled bonus, and number of languages for like intelligence. So you have separate columns and you could spread that out. Okay, I'm not going to go through all this, but the Volcona. He has some kind of pseudo-orcs. He has elves, humans, but kind of slightly different takes on each. Okay. Beautiful half-giants, the Sorgon. The Char, basically Tabaxi. And I am making broad generalizations saying, well, that this is equal to that. Okay, I will say that. Gets into character classes. Earlier, it was kind of hinted that you would pick between warrior, spellcaster, and rogue. But there are something along the lines of 38 character classes. I would have trimmed that down a bit. I mean, I'm kind of thinking 5 character classes is enough if you can do a little multi-classing or a little customization. But, you know, hey, 38. Like warrior, and then soldier, which in parentheses matches to warrior class. Guard matches to warrior class. So, you get special abilities every 3 levels or so with each class you're in. Monster Hunter matches to character class. Huh? Okay. Gunslinger, because we have guns. Let's skip this, and I mean, that's classes. That's just the character classes. There are psionics. There's a psionic character class. How to level up. Okay. Weapon skills. Okay. It looks like you can have weapon groups, such as one-handed slashing weapons. The weapons are at least grouped that way. One-handed blunt weapons, two-handed slashing, etc. This reminds me of the weapon group proficiencies and specializations from the Warrior's Handbook of 2nd Edition D&D. He's using D10s and multiple D10s for damage for weapons. Range gun group 2, range gun group 3. Group 2 is lever actions. No, lever action, shotgun, heavy, gun type, rifle. Okay. Armor. What's he do with armor? To calculate a character's overall target number, check their ability target. Check the character's agility ability score, which provides the base armor target number. Add the bonus from any worn armor to the base armor target number. So your base armor class was a 10, you'd add 3 for dex. Although it's not 10 and it's not 3, but whatever. A character has separate armor target numbers for head, torso, arms, legs, hands, feet. Okay. Armor durability. Armor absorbs 3 points of damage each time a character is hit in a protected area. Okay. I think that sounds familiar. Every time the armor absorbs damage, it loses 1 hit point. Armor looks increasingly damaged as it takes more hits, but provides protection until it's completely destroyed. There you have armor being damaged and depleted and needing to be repaired or replaced. So you have a money sink. Some games do not have a money sink. So the characters simply gather enough money until they decide, hey, are there any magic item stores where I could buy magic items? So he's providing a vent. Okay, so that's good. That's good. I mean, I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be honest. So I am trying to point out the good here. Skills. There is a ton of skills. Some of the skills have an unskilled option. For example, swimming. Everybody has seen someone swim. Climbing. Everybody has some natural ability to climb. Okay? So even if you don't take the skill, you can at least try to do it. However, something that is... I don't know. Play musical instrument. If you haven't trained, you are going to suck at it. So you just don't. He has a lot of skills in here. Okay, he has a lot of skills, different target numbers and such. Yeah, looks like about 20 pages worth of skills. Okay. How to create magic items, how to gain, copy, and cast spells, how to create spell books. So the crafting thing. The casting of spells will require material components in jade coins. He has a monetary system. What I did like in here is he has some equipment that is listed. It costs this many jade coins, this many silver coins, this many gold. So you don't have to make change and use the conversion table at the front. You could just go on that item costs either this or that. It's this many jade or this many silver or this many gold. However, he doesn't have prices on all the equipment. So there's a criticism. The spells for the casters are not done as certain editions of D&D where they say it has all of these very specific mechanics. The idea is, and this is intentional, he says that it's intentional in one of these pages, that the intent is you're going to talk to the DM. You're the player. You talk to the DM. Say, hey, I'm going to cast this spell. And instead of getting out the tape measure, they can adjudicate, all right, it's going to do what you want to do if you roll your casting check for your magic attribute. Which I kind of get, because you're looking at, it's magic, it's not science. It doesn't do an exact effect necessarily. Storytell it out. Okay. Here we go. Bucket, wooden, 3 gallons, simple carrying container for water or other substances. 10 jade coins or 2 silver pieces. Yeah, it's reversed image. Deal with it. But how much does a boat cost? We don't know. You could buy jars, stoppered ceramic jars of whole bunches of different sizes, no prices. There's that criticism. Night vision, true night vision. Another reviewer mentioned this higher-low system. The game master presents a situation where the outcome could go either way, and the players are asked to choose either high or low. The GM rolls a d6. 1 to 3, low, 4 to 6, high. So that's basically heads or tails on a coin. This is not something that really affects the D100. It's just a flip a coin. So if you have a really low attribute, you just can't say, "Oh, I want to roll under my attribute." It's a 10 on a D100. Well, then you have a 90% chance of succeeding, even though you have a really low attribute. It's not that. This is just basically a heads or tails for things where the GM's like, it could go either way. Okay, so that's fine. That's the first 200 pages. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. We're going to be here all day if I do that. But it goes quite a ways into it, really. Lots of monsters. There's a lot of material here, but it's not going to feel like you're reading 1,100 pages. It's going to feel like 800. Because it's this Word document format. So, but it has some potential, okay? I'll be fair, it has some contention. It has some potential. However, it is very clearly a rough draft. The format doesn't fit on pages. There are some skills or character classes where one will be in boldface for the title thereof, and then the next one will not. So there's some inconsistencies in that. You have a lot of situations where the page just kind of rolls over where, you don't have the subject at the top of the page. It'll end mid-page, and then the next one will start mid-page and carry forth into another page. Formatting's an issue. This is a rough draft. Okay, it just is. And for 1,125 pages, there's not a single page number. Okay? You have the start of a table of contents, just a list of what's going to be in there, but the list doesn't have page numbers, and there's no page numbers in the corners to put the page number on that list. So, every time I review a game, I have to be able to answer a couple of questions. Is it worth the money? Would I play it? Would I run it? I wouldn't run it. If someone else wanted to run it, hey, I'm willing to give it a try. Because there are certain aspects of the game world that sound interesting. Although character creation is not really put together to show character creation to somebody. Okay? It's not really intuitive and it's not explained. It's just listed. And you're going to have to work through it. So that's going to be a little clunky. Is it worth the money? I mean, it may sound like, you get a lot of pages for the money. But it isn't. It isn't worth the money because it's just a rough draft. It's not even formatted well for a Word document. Now, Condor, if you're listening, and you probably are, I don't know, get a hold of me on Twitter if you want, and I can help you. I can help you on this layout issue where it's a better looking document. And then from there, you can figure out layout, use whatever software you want to use, like Affinity or whatever I heard is a good thing. But I can at least help you on the documenting, putting the layout into a nice Word doc form, at least. Getting some consistency in there. Maybe you can fill out some of the prices and the equipment and such. But there we are. This game is a pass. Sorry. This way it is. Dim Kurt out.